Hello trader, welcome back to deeppocketsforex. We'll be giving you our weekly forex focus. This is GBPUSD. Now for GBPUSD, we recently got this up move, and then we're getting a drop up to around this area. So this is not a surprise. This is not a surprise move in our inner circle. This is a movement that you're taught that whenever price gets to a certain area, this is what happens. So looking into this pair, we got this up move, we got this drop here, and then from here, usually when structure shows such movements, we usually get an up move breaking this previous high. And there's another option that structure can give a corrective structure up to around this area and then give a drop, so they're breaking this previous low. That's another option. And then there's another option that we might get an impulse move, then get a corrective structure, then up to around this area. Those are options. There's some other options, but these are the most likely options. So in our inner circle, there's a special tutorial created on these possible outcomes, just to cover this. But anyway, let's not dwell much on that. So from here on GBPUSD, like I said, we're expecting an up move here, breaking this previous high, and then possibly just heading up. And then there's another option that we might get a corrective structure like this, then get an impulse down, break previous low like that. So if you are able to get a buy, maybe from here you're able to look for a buy, you should keep in mind that you might be trading a corrective structure. So just make sure that you are careful, you're managing your trade, because we might get structure moving like this and then getting a drop. So keep that in mind. And then if you are in a buy and we're managing structure and we realize that structure is not actually giving a corrective structure, it's giving an impulse move up to, then you'll make sure that you manage that trade accordingly. So as of now, we're expecting price to go up either correctively or impulsively. That's on GBPUSD. This is NZDCHF. Now for NZDCHF, we got this drop, we got a corrective structure here, we got another drop, and we got an impulse move up, then we got a drop here. So what we can expect from NZDCHF this next week, we can expect maybe price to move impulsively, breaking previous high like this, or instead of moving impulsively like this, we might get price give an impulse move, correction, impulse move, maybe correction, then impulse move, breaking previous. Then from here we can assess what price is about to give next. But as of now, this is what you can keep in mind. This is the movement that you can keep in mind, that we might get price moving up. So if by any chance we get a corrective structure here like this up to around this area, you can be on the lookout here, and then knowing that there's a chance we might get one last drop, then maybe there's one we can get the up move here, breaking high and breaking high. That's NZDCHF. This is NZDUSD. Now for NZDUSD, you all know, guys, that this previous week we focused to you that there's continuation down on NZDUSD, even though we expected to get a pullback, kind of like a pullback here, then a drop. We did focus to you that price is expected to drop. That's the main move. We're expecting a drop because we're looking at the bigger structure on the 1 day time frame. So this is the 8 hour. So usually when we focus this on the higher time frames, we're able to go to the lower and then try to find out what's happening there. So this is 8 hour and price is moving down as we expected. So as of now, you should still expect this down move to continue. There's a chance we might get maybe a slight corrective structure, or maybe just a pullback, some little turbulence there. Then we get a drop continuing down, breaking this previous low, because price is still expected to push down. Price is still expected to push down on NZDUSD. That's what you should keep in mind. If you're able to get the sell from this area, you should make sure that price you're managing your trade. You should make sure that you're managing your trade, because price can give a corrective structure. Price can give a corrective structure, and it can even be a deeper one. It can even be a deeper one. So if you're selling, just make sure to manage your trade. That's on NZDUSD. This is EURAUD. Now for EURAUD, this past week we're expecting to get a corrective structure here, and then price continuing up. But how price is moving, this kind of structure, this can develop into maybe a small corrective structure, then up, breaking previous high, and then this would just be one big corrective structure like this, and this would be the impulse. We get something like this, then maybe where you get an up move breaking previous high, then a drop. That is what we can focus for now. There's a chance we might get a small corrective structure, then up breaking previous high, and then getting a drop like this, maybe barely breaking previous low, and then getting an up move breaking previous high. Then we might get an impulse down like this, something similar to this structure here. So if you are looking to this pair, you should also be open-minded. Keep in mind that from here there's an impulse move here, and then this is just one big corrective structure. So there's always a chance we might maybe give an up move, give a small corrective structure up, breaking previous high, and breaking previous high. You should be able to look at all your possibilities so that you know that this might happen, and if this happens, this is how I'm gonna respond. If this happens, then this is how I'm gonna respond. So looking into EURGBP here, that is what we're trying to do here. While we're looking at price, that there's a chance we might head all the way up, and still there's a chance that we might get a slight corrective structure, then up. So if you are to look for an entry here, you should just keep that in mind, that price can end up to around this area, and then I'll manage my trade. And then price can also break previous high, and then you also manage your trade. That's on EURGBP. So let's move on to the next pair. This is EURAUD. Now for EURAUD, as you all know, this previous week we say that we're expecting a corrective structure here, and then price can move up, breaking this previous high. Now as you can see, this is exactly what I'm getting. We got an impulse move, then we got a pullback, then we got another impulse move. So breaking previous high, and from here price can give a slight corrective structure, then give one more up, breaking previous high. Then there's this one big drop that's expected. There's a one big drop that's expected to break previous low, and break previous low, and then break previous low as well. So there's what can happen. We can get a corrective structure here, then one more up, breaking previous high, and then we get one big drop, breaking low. That's on EURAUD. This is the possible move. This is USDJPY. This previous week we got an impulse move, and we got something that looks like a corrective structure, and we're getting another impulse move, breaking previous high. So this next week you can expect price to give an impulse move, give a corrective structure, then one more drop, breaking low, possibly breaking low like this. And then after getting this, we can be able to tell you what's next after this movement. So that is what can happen. We can get a drop, corrective structure, drop, corrective structure, then drop. This is EURGBP. Now for EURGBP, how structure looks, this is what we can have. We can have an impulse, corrective structure, impulse, corrective structure, then impulse like that, slightly breaking this previous high, so we're expecting price to move up to break this previous high just a little bit, break previous high just a little bit. Then from here, after we get this up move, we can be able to tell you what's next. Keep in mind that there's always a chance to just get one slight drop, just to take down stop losses, and then price can continue with its initial direction, just to manipulate here. So keep that in mind as you're looking for these entries. This is CADJPY. Now for CADJPY, you all know this previous week we said that we're expecting price to give a drop like that, and then after we get this drop, you can all see that we're getting something that looks like a corrective structure here, but it looks like an impulse again, then corrective structure, impulse, corrective. If this is a corrective structure, then we might get one more up, breaking previous high, then get this movement drop like this, breaking previous low, up to around this area, and this would just be one big corrective structure like this, one big corrective structure, breaking this previous low like this, and this will be the impulse. And then price can either move up, breaking high and breaking high, just like that. That's on CADJPY. This is AUDNZD. Now for AUDNZD, this is what we're expecting. We're expecting price to move up, breaking previous high slightly, and then price from here, from around this area, we may get a drop, breaking low and breaking low like that. That is what we're expecting on AUDNZD. This is AUDJPY. Now for AUDJPY, this is price gave a slight corrective structure here, then one more drop, breaking previous low. So anytime next week we should expect price to be moving up impulsively like this, to get something similar to this here, something similar to this here. So that is what we're expecting this next week. Even if price gives just a slight corrective structure and one more drop, we still know that structure is expected to give an impulse move up, breaking high, and breaking high. That's what we should expect on AUDJPY. This is USDCAD, and for USDCAD we are supposed to be expecting a drop here, either to break this low, or this drop can just come as a form of an impulse like this, and then we might be getting one more up, breaking previous high, and then we can get one big drop, breaking low and breaking low. That is what we should expect on USDCAD. This is GBPJPY. For GBPUSD, we recently got a drop here, and then we're getting price just moving something like this. So there's a chance that price might continue moving up to around this area, and then we get one more drop, breaking low like this, and then from here we can be telling you what's next. But as of now, you should be able to know that there's also a chance that from here we might have price giving a drop, breaking this previous low here like this, moving like this, and then one up move, breaking high, and then we can have this drop here. So that's another option, that's a possible outcome on GBPJPY. There's other possible outcome, but for now we'll just cover that for you.